Good morning. Happy Carb Sober Sunday. As usual, I try to come on here every Sunday morning live just to hang out with my tribe and chat with you all, answer questions, just have the connection that I love so much. So today, I'm actually thinking of just because this has come up so many times. Uh, and I feel strongly about it personally for myself. I've looked into it, and so I'm just I'm just here spreading the message that I have received on this topic of those wireless earbud Bluetooth headsets. And yes, you know what we're talking about, and not necessarily just this brand, pretty much all and any of them. I mean, I used to wear them when I was running. I forget what they were called, but they ran around. They went from ear to ear and just in the back, and again, Bluetooth connected and radiation, extra radiation, closest to where we don't want it, right to our brain. So I'm bringing this up also partly because I feel strongly about it, that I've determined that's one of the things that I am going to implement really stringently ongoing. Because there's things that I don't do. And I've already said different things where we draw the line. Last time I spoke about the nail polish, I pretty much do not put any on anymore. Here or there, very rare situation. Because I told you I do love my French manicure. So maybe once a year for a specific time. But that's a toxin that I've chosen that's out. And I do get my hair highlighted maybe about 4 times a year. Um, and I know hair coloring is not ideal. I'm not ready to pull the rug out on that one for myself. I am just expressing to you, you know, we have to make decisions on what's good enough, and not overly stress about so many things, but try to clean up our environment. So, good morning. Thank you for joining me live. I'm so glad you're here, and I will be trying to go in and do a Q&A in the questions. But first, I just wanted to bring up this topic. Like I said, these wireless Bluetooth devices have become a no-go for myself. And I'm going to show you just one of many videos of people who are in that EMF, or the NN EMF, non-native EMF toxicity space. But I know this is archaic. I'm supposed to be able to share this right on the screen, but I'm not that tech savvy. But I'm just going to play this video. Hang on, I don't know why it's not.
23, it was even up to 35 a second ago. Radiation right into your brain. You're going to want to show your...
Here's one.
Well, that was an epic fail. Hang on.
Radiation right into your brain. You're going to want to show your kids this video. This is wireless earphones, 22, 23. It was even up to 35 a second ago. This is the amount of radiation going directly into her brain. Now look at this. As I come further away, you can see it dropping, 0.1, 0.2. But let's look at wired earphones. All right, what do they have? 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.3, virtually nothing. 140 times. I think that's 150, 160 times the amount of radiation with wireless earphones versus wired. Show your kids, hey, not worth it. You know, the studies are showing that radiation is causing cancer. It's not my opinion. It's fact. Share the video. Radiation right into your brain.
Yeah. Let's just talk about, and I'm not going to get this too in depth, but what I have done as far as this, because boy, did I love having the freedom of no wires. Yeah, absolutely. The Bluetooth headsets, whatever they are, and some worse than others, but um, the obvious next step to what you do is the standard wired headsets that come, with the devices. And there is a wire that's going through here that does actually emit a tiny bit, but huge amount different, and hardly anything using the wired compared to these. If you want to go one step further, I have gone into, this comes in a nice little carry case. I love this one. These are called air tube wired headsets. So from this point to the point of into your ear is literally just air. And the tube transmits the sound right that way. And I put a link to this in the description for anybody who's looking to get one further level safer. I will tell you that these air tube EMF free ones, I have tried, where's the rest of them? So this one that's in here is another brand. And I've tried 4 different ones because I wanted to make sure, as far as comfort, sound quality, and all that, this one ended up being my favorite, the one that comes with this little case. And I will tell you, they all come like this, with this type of jack, which of course you can plug in at the gym into your treadmill, but doesn't work so well for your phones or other devices. So for like $7, you get this little adapter, and on the end you put whatever your phone is. I still have the older iPhone that has the lightning one. Just click it in, and now it's perfect. So you just type in adapter, and you'll be able to get the adapter for your phone. All right. So the other thing that okay, let me get a couple questions that you're asking about here. How about old-fashioned big cushiony headsets? Okay. Is the old-fashioned big cushiony headset wired and then into your device? I say fine. The over-the-ear Bose or Beats, or you name it, anything really that's connecting via Bluetooth is going to be having that radiation close to your brain. There has been a large uptick in glioblastomas, and I don't know, obviously we don't know the causation of this in particular, and it could be many things, but I just look at it as much as we can to do whatever we can to try to mitigate that. I don't know, I have a comfort level with that, sleeping better at night, knowing, I used to wear these a lot. I used to love just being able to have my phone charging on the counter, have these in, and be able to walk around, fold my laundry, talk on the phone. And then, of course, the freedom at the gym, having in the pocket and be free of the cord. Not worth it to me. So I've made that thing. So it all is about whatever headset is that it's wired instead of Bluetooth. And then, like I said, if you want to go one step further than the standard wired, which these are perfectly fine, I would say, go for it if you have a bunch of these around. It's hard enough just getting yourself to go back to the wired version, but the air tube ones, these are not expensive. They range anywhere from, let's say, I don't know, 15 to $30. But again, I've bought many of them, and the one that I'm linking below is the winner for me. Okay. So here, Maylene says, right, nothing Bluetooth. And clearly we can't fully get away from that. Like a Bluetooth speaker, though, that you might be playing outdoors, that's not against your head, right? And then we can add to that, aside from the phone issue with the headsets, is don't ever talk on your phone like this. Always put it on speaker and hold it away from your head. I don't have easy to pull up right here the demonstration where they actually show what happens when your phone is up to your head when you're talking on it. I know we can't always be on speaker with privacy and others around, but I will end up using these for a phone call when it needs to be private. There's ways around it. Just try as much as you can not to talk on your phone like we normally used to talk on our phones. Okay. Yeah. So Bev says she has the air tubes and had to buy a connector also. I shouldn't say this. I haven't really, every air tube headset I've purchased always needed that little connector. And like I said, it's not a big deal. You can get a set of 2 for like $8.99, something like that. Okay. Yay, Laura. She says that I convinced her to lose the wireless a year ago, have the air tubes, and yeah, okay. So yeah, I didn't talk about sound quality. If you're a total audiophile, yeah, I don't know. Somebody might say that you lose sound quality with that, but I listen to podcasts usually when I'm on a walk or a phone call. And even if I listen to music, I guess I'm not that discerning. I don't notice. I really don't notice any sort of issue at all as far as sound quality. So, recommendation for ear. So I think you're talking about the air tubes. Yeah. So I did, prior to jumping on here, knowing that I was going to talk about this, I populated into the description. It's already there. The ones that I prefer out of all the other ones. So yay, Tammy's grabbing the air tubes. Again, and that video that I showed you is just one of probably 4 different ones from these EMF specialists that talk emphatically that that really should not be happening. So I had 2 of these, clearly because sometimes you misplace them. And I've already tossed in the trash. I actually made a video. I didn't post it yet. I'm making a reel about this. And I showed swiping it right into the trash can. So the other ones are actually in the trash. And these I kept for, I don't know, this kind of demonstration or whatever, but they never go in my ears. And here's another thing, and not to be judgmental, but it's similar to me now walking outdoors and seeing all the people with their sunglasses. And all I think to myself is, they don't know. I got to keep trying to get the message out. I got to keep trying to talk about the circadian rhythm and the health to our eyes of allowing the full spectrum of light in and not wearing the sunglasses, and how the sunglasses are detrimental in telling your brain it's nighttime and telling your skin there's no bright sun out, all of these things. And so similar to that also, and boy, do I hate to come across to you that now I'm walking around in judgment. But everywhere you go, I'm at the gym, I'm at the store, and all I see is people with these AirPods, stemming out of their ears. And all I can think to myself is, zzz, zzz, zzz. Come on, people, figure this out. I didn't know it, though. I was one of those people running around with that hanging out of my ear, too. So as best as I can, I don't know, bit by bit, at least maybe I'm reaching you and having an impact on you. But again, you make your own decision whether this is the line that you draw and say, all right, back off, lady. there's some modern conveniences that I need, and we're all going to die of something sometime, and all the different comments you could, throw out me about this. I'm just telling you, this is one of those things that has been impactful for me, that I just want to try to impart what I have figured out, and hope that it will help the health of some of you going forward. So, okay. So, you're asking about the name of this video. Good point, because sometimes you want to either replay it for yourself or forward it to other people. I will put the link to that Instagram video into the notes, because I have that link saved. So good point. You know what? I have to write these things down because I will, hang on a second. Let me get my scrap paper here. As I go along in the video, link to Instagram earbud. Okay. Yeah, I will definitely put that in there. Let's see. Okay, this is an interesting and good question. Do I think the sun heals some of these things, EMF and the jab injured? I'm going to say, this is my gut feeling. I'm going to say an emphatic yes. I have really dug down into quantum biology, the benefits of the sun as far as healing. Do I think it's a cure-all? No. Do I think we should rely on that? No. But all in all, whether it does or it doesn't heal something specific that somebody's looking for, being out there more is going to help so many other things. And it's where we need to be. As animals, we are intended to be out in the sun. And so I am, the whole thing with heavy metal toxicity, parasites, mold toxicity, spike protein toxicity. Ooh, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say those words. This video might be totally shadow banned. That's why we can't really, it's horrible, right? Can't really be free to talk about all these things, I guess, unless we go on Rumble or Gab or these other platforms. But I'm not tech savvy enough to start digging into all these things. I have no staff whatsoever, zero at this point. Haven't had any, and so I can't multitask onto lots of platforms. It's hard enough for me. You saw how archaic I am holding up my phone to show you a video. I'm supposed to be able to. And could I do it? I think I have the ability to, from what I know about this StreamYard, but yeah, there's a point where good is good enough. Okay, so Squirrely Mom, wondering what kind of face moisturizer I use. So for most days, I use nothing. I kind of rinse my face with water, or use a washcloth with warm water at night. And I will say, though, I do put on sometimes the beef tallow whipped ones. I will put a link to one of my favorites. And I also use, and this is just, I guess, what I've been kind of doing in the past maybe year. There is a product, it's called Protection Oil. And it is, I'll put a link to it, a combination of castor oil, I think like 4 different oils, and it might have emu oil in there, and I don't know. But I like the fact that it also had castor oil in there, because there are benefits of castor oil and benefits to the eyes with castor oil and pearl powder. And you hear about the castor oil on growth of eyebrow and eyelashes. And the natural eyelash enhancement products that are not the prescription, more pharmaceutical one, the one that's called Latisse, which I, as an eye doctor, have the ability to prescribe, and it is not at all based on what the natural ones have. So, and that Latisse one is based on actually a glaucoma medication that was found through testing on the glaucoma patients with this drug. They were putting the eye drops in and finding that, lo and behold, their eyelashes were growing really long. But it has other side effects. For some people, it can actually change your eye color. And I won't even get into all that, but the natural ones have a combination of these oils. So this combination oil, I do sometimes put like a pump on my fingers and I run it over my lashes and my eyebrows, and then put a couple more pumps and I just spread it on my face. So I guess I hope that's a kind of an answer. But other than that, the whipped beef tallow ones, and again, I will put a link to, now I got to write those both down. I'll get them in the notes, that multi-oil one. And I have to say, I wasn't doing it expecting that. Also, for some people, it helps with blepharitis, meibomitis, just getting that oil on the lid margin area. And what was I just going to say now? Can't even remember. Yeah. So as I'm doing it, mainly kind of as a moisturizer, and yeah, I have noticed actually my eyelashes, and I'm talking over a period of probably 3 to 6 months of just doing this, not paying attention. And then kind of more recently, as I'm putting a little mascara on, I was like, wow, I think my lashes are a little longer. And I literally only, I don't put any foundation on. I don't put any makeup on other than a little eyeliner on the outside of my lash line. You don't ever want to put it on the inside. That's where your meibomian glands open up to your tears, and the sebum that's in these meibomian glands, a little bit of this natural oil, needs to be out onto your tear. It makes up the outermost layer of your tears to prevent the evaporation of tears, so that you don't get dry eye, so that you can keep your eyes open long enough for vision to see. That oil helps prevent the splitting apart of the tear film and causing dry spots. So you don't want to put your eyeliner in there. So if anybody's doing that, stop it. Put it down below the lash line. So, and I use a pencil. I'm going to have to probably put the link to that too, but because you want to be careful of the ingredients and what you're using, I will put the one that I have switched to. When I try to encourage, I have a whole video on getting rid of the toxic makeup that we have so often used. Number one, switch out your lipstick, your lip gloss. I'm going to put, because it goes right to the highly vascularized mucosal wet inner lip tissue, and it's right up against that to absorb into the bloodstream. So that's the first thing you should clean up, is lipstick and lip gloss. And then, like I said, and then the foundation, I will put a really good, solid, healthy company where I have it. I just don't wear it. I probably should take the time and do makeup before I come on video, but I just don't. I don't want to say I don't care. I don't know. Natural is fine. I'm not trying to. I mean, yeah, I'm getting wrinkles. It's okay. I'm I'm 60. So, but it would help to, even out the skin tone and all that. And the one for the foundation that I will link here, I know Courtney Luna uses it too. It's like a coconut oil base, has no SPF because we don't want any SPF in any of our makeup. These are not things that prevent wrinkles. So just remember, it's sunlight, collagen, healthy diet, all that kind of stuff. But where was I going with that? Oh, and then mascara. I will also link a couple that I have found to be better ingredients, and because there's a lot of things like coal tar and stuff like that in some of these products that you don't want near your eyes. So, all right, I know I went on a pretty big tangent with the whole makeup thing, which I'm sorry for the guys in here. That has no concern for you, but maybe you have a wife or loved one who might be good to enlighten about that. There's also the issue of EMF while charging your device at your bedside at night. Absolutely. I didn't even mention that because, one, I figured we were all on board also not ever doing that anymore. But you're very right because, I will tell you one other thing. I saw a very impactful video on a laptop being charged while you're using it, while it's in its charging state. At absolute no. Don't ever charge your phone while you're using it. Charge your laptop. Don't ever have your device charging close to you, no matter whether it's while you're sleeping. So especially not, because then it's just hanging there the whole time. I make sure I keep my phone in my bathroom. I charge it. I put it on the charger there before I go to bed, and it's nowhere near my head. I mean, you could go even so far where they show people who, let's say your bedroom is on the opposite side of your kitchen and the refrigerator is let's say at the opposite right, directly behind where your headboard is. And they've put devices right where you're sleeping. Your head at the pillow is picking up the constant motor and EMF coming off of the refrigerator. And, you could go so far even as, unfortunately, most every appliance that you get now, and I believe there's a way to disengage it, but they're all Bluetooth, Wi-Fi enabled to either control it from here or, whatever. They have these things built into them and just adds to more EMF. But for sure, don't charge your device next to your head. Let me show you one more thing. If I have it. Yeah, I have it here. Hang on. Okay, just happened to be over on my couch. Why? Because I'm going to show you a couple different uses for this. I will put the link for this also. So this is a sort of, I am going to call it it's an EMF blocking blanket. So, sort of like how they have Faraday cages to put over your router. They have, different devices for where you put your phone. Oh yeah, I don't have it right here. I'm going to show you one other thing too. All right. I'm getting sidetracked. So this has a nice thing. You can hook it on if you're traveling. Ideal for, actually, I have some more stuff here to show you. But so this is just literally a blanket. It's enough to just do a nice covering over you. And one of the reasons why they were calling this a travel blanket is for the reason when you fly in an airplane, the whole tube that you're in is a big EMF disaster. The closer you are to the cockpit, the worse. Sorry, first class travelers, the absolute worst. The closer you are to the cockpit. The safest place is all the way in the rear of the plane. And you could put this little EMF protection over you. And that's not why I got it. I didn't get it because of like being in a plane and now I got to cloak myself. I don't use it for that. Although if I am on a plane and I am going to take a little nappy nap, why not, right? It's pretty comfortable. It comes in 3 colors. I think pink, pale gray, and this kind of darker charcoal gray. I think the other side is all the same on these. And so I will tell you one of the other reasons why I'm really glad I got it is just your laptop not being plugged in and charging, because of course we already said that's a dead set no, but you should not have your laptop on your lap. Just your laptop, using it on your lap. Again, I've seen a lot of, I dug into these EMF specialist people, like that. There's some people that are ultra EMF sensitive that are literally get sick from this kind of stuff. I don't. I get sick for the fact that I didn't know that this kind of invisible radiation is really there and really detrimental. So sorry, off on a tangent, squirrel. What I do is I just kind of fold this into this kind of little shape and I put it on my lap and have my laptop on this. So it's putting that protective layer between the laptop and my lap. Now, granted, most times my laptop is away from me like it is right now on the table, and I'm not having to worry about that. But there are times whether I go outside and I just sit out on my deck and I just want to have my laptop there. I now put this in between me and my device, and it folds up very nicely. And this is a nice kind of cushion bag. And then you can actually use this also as a pillow. So again, love this. And I will put the link to that exact one that I have. I forget to put that on here because now you can see why I have a list of, I think, 8 things here. And if I didn't write this down, I'd have to go back and listen to myself, and I never do that. So, yay. Hi, Papa Carnivore. Good morning. Thanks again for joining in. I just like having a little chat with you guys. And here we go. Larry says he just ordered some air tubes for his iPhone. It's just, you know what? I find it empowering to learn different things and implement them and feel that I'm doing something good. And then who knows, you might be hanging out next to your best friend who you don't see often, and they got that thing hanging out of their ear. And you go, you know what? You got to check out these air tubes. And if you only knew how much radiation was going directly close to your brain, I care about you, buddy. let's try to up level. Okay, let me just see if Sue asks, what could be the cause of seeing shadow images? If it's letters, it's sometimes a totally separate line above the real line. All right, so without actually doing an eye exam and understanding more, there's something called, well, it's called diplopia when you get double vision. So you first determine whether it's monocular diplopia coming from one eye or binocular diplopia, meaning you need both of your eyes open for you to see the double image. If you close one eye typically, well, in diplopia, if you close one eye, the double image goes away and you only have the one image. You close the other eye, you have the second image, and then there we know that it's because your eyes are either misaligned, or there's something at play with the muscles. It could be neurological, needs to get checked out. Diplopia is never something you just ignore. Now, if you have one eye closed and you're still seeing the ghost image or the double image, and the diplopia, double vision, is coming from one eye, it can be from something in the lens of your eye, like a cataract change that's either a cortical spoking, something in there that is causing the ghost image or the double image. But again, this is a question I can't answer, but I'm at least explaining. And the question also is, the diplopia intermittent or constant? Does it come and go? Is it always there? Does it happen later in the evening when you're tired? Does it happen after you've been reading for a while? So all sorts of different issues, but bottom line, go get it checked out. Yay, Ryden is coming in from Huntington Beach, California. So Ryden, I'm coming out to California in, what's today? Sunday, in like 3 weeks. So I'm flying out to LA June 17th for the premiere of the documentary that I'm in called Animal. There's a red carpet event and a gala party and the premiere showing, and I'm really excited to come out for that. So that's in LA. And from there, I'm driving to Palm Springs, and I'm going to host a meetup in Palm Springs on Saturday, June 21st. And Courtney Luna's driving out for it. So I will put the link to the meetup in the bottom here description, in case any of you are within driving distance. Come out to Palm Springs for the weekend and come join us. It's going to be at a Brazilian steakhouse, my favorite place to host meetups, because we can sit there and eat all the meat we want for hours and talk and share stories. And meetups are magical. I'll always say that. And if you've never been to one, get yourself to one. I just came back from MEATSTOck. So empowering just to gather with like-minded people and hear stories. And it was a great event. And MEATSTOck 2026, I am already committed to speaking at that event. And oh my gosh, what a lineup. If you are not aware of MEATSTOck, it's in the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. Scott Everson puts that on, and it's an amazing event. And 2025 MEATSTOck sold out, and 2026 is actually actively selling, and I'm sure we'll end up selling out. And you can stay in the cabins and do the full retreat, or just attend the convention. I highly recommend you try to get into the whole retreat thing, because so powerful. You get to eat each evening with all of the speakers, and yeah, extremely beneficial. It's a 3-day event, I think. So, but I got off on a tangent there. Palm Springs meetup on June 21st. June 28th, I will be at the Boston Healing Humanity meetup. And July 4th and 5th, I will be out in Bozeman, Montana. Bella, Steak and Butter Gal, is putting on a 2-day event in Bozeman. So lots of exciting things coming up, lots of opportunities for you all to travel, make a trip out of it, and come check it out. Okay. So yes, I do know of Alexis Cowan, because I follow her on Instagram, and I definitely check out her stuff. She's closely linked also with Dr. Jack Cruz. But I'm finding I love this guy, Zaid. Actually, I will put him in a link in the description. Highly recommend you check out all of his postings on Instagram and interviews he's done over on YouTube. I will put his information in there. He's the guy that I feel so closely connected to for this info, and there's a lot of great people in the space. Carrie B Wellness, Sarah Kleiner is a bit into the whole circadian rhythm too, but yeah, really, really great information. Okay, I'm going to keep scrolling down to see if I can. One other thing I'm going to bring up, just to also on the topic of meetups and connection. I have like 5 upcoming what I call carb sober cruises and a all-inclusive trip to Cancun. So I picked an all-inclusive in Cancun that had a meat. One of the restaurants is specifically catering to meat lovers. And I also was trying to pick one. It's tough because I'm trying to make this accessible to so many of you. I did not go high end, like I forget which secrets, and there's a bunch of them that are really pricey. But it's the old, you get what you pay for. And there are some all-inclusives that are really less expensive. And I personally don't want to, because of you get what you pay for, be at a place where the food is really subpar, the accommodations are subpar. Like I went middle of the road. So I'm hoping that some of you want to come and jump on this trip, and it will be hanging out on the beach together by the pool, working out. I always love on these trips, both the cruising and now this all-inclusive. I did it at Cabo San Lucas, was last year's landlubbers meetup. But I take you to the gym with me to just show what I do. And yeah, just connecting throughout the trip. It's amazing. So upcoming cruises, September out of New York. There's 2, a 5-day to Bermuda and back to New York, and then an 8-day called Fall Colors that goes Boston, Maine, St. John, and Halifax, Canada, and back to New York. I think that's going to be an amazing cruise. I've not actually cruised other than down in the Caribbean, so I'm really looking forward to that. And so that's in September. And then October, actually, I will be speaking at a really amazing, more intimate event hosted by Scott Everson in Canada, in Mont Tremblant. It's going to be me, Bella, Maria Emmerich, and Dr. Kiltz, the 4 of us in a large, amazing, gorgeous luxury cabin. I've not been to Mont Tremblant. I've heard it's spectacular, but I think it's limited to 14 people, and you will get a really intense connection with us, because it will be all meals, living condition. Everybody's going to be together. So there's another one to get to. I didn't want to, so I will try to put links to that. And then I will put also the link to my cruise and Cancun trip. It's all on sort of one website, and then you click on the top for each individual trip that you're interested in. It will tell you how to sign up. So that's October. November, of course, is Hack Your Health. I have $100 off ticketing coupon code. I will put that in there. It's a 3-day event. Highly recommend that. highly recommend it. Such great speakers and connection and exhibit hall. And I am going to be so Scott Everson is hosting a retreat during Hack Your Health. So you can, instead of getting your own hotel accommodation, opt to do the retreat. And me, Dr. Kiltz, I can't remember who else is, I think Bella. I can't remember who else is going to be at that specific retreat. So it's each evening, it's breakfast and dinner during the 3-day Hack Your Health event in a large like Airbnb home on a river, or I don't know. I'll put the link. And then the day after Hack Your Health, so far I have about 40 of us jumping on a ship that's cruising right out of Tampa for 5 days down to Costa Maya and Cozumel. There's going to be 2 sea days. It's going to be Jenny Middich is coming. Bella and Max are coming, and myself. And yeah, we're going to have reserved dining for dinner every night. We're going to do a 2-hour morning Q&A just on the mornings of the sea days, just for a couple hours. Because why? I want you all out in the sun. I want you all out enjoying the cruise and not sitting all day inside listening to presentations. That's not my kind of low carb retreat that I would host on a ship, because it's all about just being together out in nature and outside, and cannot wait for that. So that's November. December, so November 30th to December 7th, I'm doing a cruise on Celebrity, also out of Tampa. That's not necessarily a carb sober cruise. I have my my mom's going to be 85 in 3 weeks. My 85-year-old mom's going to join me. My lovely close friend here who's in this chat, Laura Lynch, she's bringing her 93-year-old mother. I also have a couple other friends who are joining in. I think there's about 8 of us right now, but it's just a cruise to be together. But certainly, if you decide to go on that one, I happen to love Celebrity Cruise Line. It's going to be great. That one's out of Tampa going down to Mexico also. Jump on and have the connection. And then the Cancun is the last week of January. And then there is another biggie carb sober cruise the first week of February. And that is on Oasis of the Seas, Royal Caribbean, out of Fort Lauderdale. All the information will be at the link below. I see some of you here in the chat who have been on that. We had 150 people last February on that ship, and it was incredible. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Bev says Fancy Farms has great tallow. Simply Tallow, I love. You know, sometimes you try one and it just really connects with you, the consistency and all that. Let's see. Yes, I will link that makeup in my video. Okay, I will link my toxic makeup video. Some people have a hard time finding some of my videos. Why? Because it's not under video on my YouTube page. You have to go to the live tab that's along there. Like it says video, shorts, live. I do most of my stuff live. Why? I do not really have the time or patience or skill set to do all these fancy editing. So I just take my chances and wing it live, even when I do informational videos. I'm hoping to change that and try to do better, be better, and maybe make videos that are a little more pleasing to watch. But for now, okay. Okay. Thank you. No need for makeup. And that's the other thing. It's kind of neat when you just really don't wear it, and then there's no shock anytime somebody sees you without it. It's all good. Um, yeah, and I see a lot of you over in the chat writing comments about you really like that I don't bother with all the makeup and the showmanship of, I don't want to say being who I'm not, because clearly with a little makeup, I am who I am, right? It's just a personal preference for me, and maybe a twinge of laziness. I don't know. um, let's see. Oh, good. Jean says that she's also ordered the air tube headsets. I'd love to see that because, again, now you're going by my opinion, and maybe somebody else will say, you're getting a lot more radiation just, flying on an airplane. You're going to worry about this. And I go, yeah, I am. I'm going to worry about both, actually. And I know. I know, Coach Lisa. I love the Bose too. I have a pair of those Bose headsets. They're so comfortable. And actually, when I used to walk in the wintertime, they kind of were also like earmuffs to protect my ears from the wind and the cold. Dang. And I have a good friend of mine who was just gifted for her birthday last week by her family, like the new latest fangled version of the AirPods. And I said, I just sent her a little cry face. I know we do love our wireless devices, but that's the way it goes. Okay. So question, do we know if these EMF blocking things work? I never know which cell phone cases, etc. work. Yeah. So good question. I actually purchased one of those devices that registers the EMF. So maybe what I'll do is I'll do a video on it and kind of demonstrate the differences between different things if I can. I'll play around with it. I don't know. I bought it like last year and it kind of got pushed to the side because I'm doing 50 million things and that didn't rise to the top yet. Okay, but as far as this question, you know what? These are the things that I have trouble with. Sponsored ads that pop up and they have these little round things you stick on your case or I don't know. Like there's certain things that I'm skeptical of. Let's just put it that way. The things that I'm showing you are things that I have looked into well enough that I have come to my conclusion that it's a very worthwhile product or thing to do as far as blocking. So I am going to get my little device out, but I have seen the videos with these type of protection underneath the laptop. And then they show just putting the device, let's say under the laptop and showing the amount of radiation and then putting this in between and then now putting the device there and then it's like next to nothing. So I don't know. I love this thing. I feel like I feel like I have a layer of protection at times when I want it and need it. So there's all that. So, all right. And I will add this in here because there are people that write to me and I always forget to include this. If you want to talk with me one-on-one, I do on a limited basis still offer one-on-one private coaching virtually on a Zoom. And I have my membership group and I go live 3 or 4 times a week, every week for the past 5 years. The groups are kept small, so you're always able to have discussions, questions, topics that you're interested in, and plus also populated into my member group. I have all sorts of different sections that I've populated lots of information and links of sort of my my cumulative knowledge of things that I feel are important. There's topics in there about cholesterol on keto and carnivore. Oh, and also everybody's welcome. You don't have to stick to any really strict carnivore thing. This is not, I'm not even, at that point. I'm fully open about how I will have some other things, as far as little avocado or pickles or sauerkraut. Like, there's no judgment. It's all what works for you. There's keto, ketovore, carnivore-ish, lion adjacent, all sorts of people that are just coming in to share knowledge and learn. And I just want to put that out there. I always, in all my videos, put the link to my membership community. And yeah, so yes, I'm going to be in Montana with Bella in July. Are you going to be there? I love connecting with you all at these events. I bring all my stickers. I bring my Carb Sober Life bands. I love doing selfies and having just a nice conversation of what brought you to this. And I love hearing that I've made an impact on your life. So that's what inspires me and fires me up and keeps me going. So thank you. And here we go. Are you coming to Colorado anytime in the future? For sure. I did do a meetup in Denver a couple years ago. But yeah, right now, I can't say I have anything. Well, you know what? I have so many things lined up that to start planning another. I'm not even thinking there yet. I spent the entire day yesterday trying to book plane tickets, rental cars, and hotel rooms, and I didn't even get to it all. So, but yes, I have a list of places I want to go to host meetups, and Colorado. I love Colorado. I had a meetup in Scottsdale not that long ago. I think maybe 2 years ago. So yeah, I've been in Arizona. And yeah, I've got a map of every place I've been, but oh, good. Linda is in Montana and she's going to the Bozeman meetup. Yeah. I'm going out a few days early to explore the Bozeman area and actually do a lot of hiking. I'm getting a whole list of places to hike. And all right. Okay. Thank you so much for joining in, and I'm going to get busy, put these links in, and hope to catch you next week. Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's going to be one of the Sundays that I will be flying and won't be here, but I'm going to try to keep doing this. So, let me get one more question in here. I thought I watched a video about weighted vest walking, having trouble finding it again. I love my weighted vest. I will put the weighted vest link in the description, and also the video of interval power walking. Highly recommend. That's another one of my epiphanies that I love. 30 minutes of the interval power walking equal to 10,000 steps. I will put that in the link. And Cancun is the last week of January 2026. And the link to all of the trips is definitely, it's in all of my videos, and I will make sure it's for sure in this one too. All right, have a great day. And if you're in my member group, I will see you tonight. Bye.